I took the dogs out walking today. It was fun. I thought we'd go somewhere a little bit different, so I took them to a new area of the land that we'd not been to before. It's just to one side of the avenue that runs through the land, the other side of a line of trees. There are huge forests and open fields all over the land. There's a little green patch where we were that's still called the tennis court. It's the same size as a tennis court, and, as can be guessed, it was a tennis court in times gone by. I never knew it as such, though. It was before my time. My father used to talk about it being there when he was a young man, and he and his brother and sister and their cousins and the rest of the family used to play tennis there in the summertime and drink and have fun. That would have been maybe in the 1950s and 1960s. It always seems to me there were so many more people around the house and the land in those times. There were a lot more people working here, for one thing. Now there's nothing but a vague rectangle of grass on the forest floor. Slowly it's being reclaimed by shrubs and other plants. So many days and happy moments gently taken back by time. It's amazing how quickly this process happens if land or buildings are neglected. We don't see it happening, but there's no stopping it, like aging or an ocean tide that makes the sharp stones smooth. There would have been maybe a dozen of them at the tennis court. I imagine them dressed in white sports clothes, old-fashioned of course, with basic rackets and equipment, playing doubles while the others watched, drinking homemade lemonade, keeping score, jesting and laughing, and secretly competitive. The sun shone down upon them through the trees, making them golden in the afternoon light. Later, made tired, they sat upon the bank and looked out across the unmowed fields far below, and quietly they watched the summer wind. How could they know that it would end, that time would take them all, that rain would fade the painted lines to nothingness, that all their laughter and their jokes, even their angry words and shouts, would turn to silence, echoless. As I walked there with the dogs today, the leaves were falling from the trees. I stopped before the tennis court. I looked across the open grass, imagining what once had been. I threw the ball across the space. Darcy, keen as always, ran and retrieved it from the far side. He did not know that he was running into memory, into the past, that these people were here before, that he was moving within their energy. I threw the ball for him several times. He brought it back and I threw it again. But I would not walk onto the tennis court. I feel that it's not my place, that it does not belong to me. It was special for someone else in another time, and so it remains sacred in a sense. Then, walking home, I wondered about the places that are special to me now. What will become of them? Who'll be walking around on the land after my time and beyond? For how long will the memories that have me in them last?